we had to get the right. We had to get the. I was streaming and I wasn't streaming. So hey, it is what it is. That one I'll be able to delete. And now we are good to go. We are rocking and rolling, baby. This is what's up.
I gotta go now. What the hell are you doing?
Sorry. What are you doing? Quiet. Anyway, this is Innes Levy, Say With Your Legs Media. Thank you for joining me today. And today we are talking about Micheal Storer, who had a fantastic ride today in the Tour of the Alps, stage 2 of the Tour of the Alps. And he won the stage, and it was pretty amazing the way he won. Broke away on the last climb. They had to do a loop of a climb, which is about 3 kilometers long, but it was pretty brutal. And it's about a 20-kilometer loop, and it was really cool to see. But the crazy thing is, on the first time up the climb, he wasn't near the front, and he played his cards right, and he just like sat back and he just waited to the last climb, and then he did his thing. And Micheal Storer, this is his second big win for 2022 because his other win came at the Paris-Nice, and he won on the climbing stage. But he finished on the top of the climb. This time he had to go over the climb and then pretty much time trial down on the streets. Well, like in the valley, basically, not on the streets, but he had to time trial in the valley. Had to get in the valley and time trial. But the crazy thing is, I thought because it was him by himself, and there were 6 guys that were pretty strong riders and some veterans. So I thought that they would have a chance at getting it back, but that wasn't the case. He was able to roll away and keep rolling, and he done an amazing job. And instead of losing time or them getting back some time, he actually gained more time in the valley, and he ended up finishing 30 seconds ahead. So when he went over the top of the last climb, he was 10 seconds ahead. By the time he got to the finish line, he had turned that 10 seconds into 20. He had turned that 10 seconds into 30 seconds, so he added 20 more seconds onto the advantage he had accumulated by the time he got to the top of the final climb. And I big up to Zara Nahum. He was there at the he sort of got dropped going over the climb for the first time. And then on the last climb, he positioned himself better because he knew he was going to go hard. And he sort of didn't get dropped until like late in the climb. So he did a good job to stay with the big boys until they start kicking off. But then big up to him. So I don't know what it is, what is like what lies ahead for him in his future, but because I haven't seen enough of him and how well he writes, but I'm trying to get a talk of him. I did converse with him on Instagram. Said he doesn't talk English too well, so but we'll see. You never know. We'll get around to hopefully talking to Naheem Zara, and he's from Eritrea, and he was in today's race with Micheal Storer, who was today's winner. But the other thing about Micheal Storer, he goes into the leader's jersey. He's clear ahead of everybody by 41 seconds. And then we got 3 more stages that are brutal. I mean, they are brutal stages, climbing stages. And it's like, it's the Alps. So that says it all. And then they're going to be climbing for the next couple of days. And it's going to be a hard, tough next couple of days. But I won't say by far, but Micheal Storer is the strongest climber in the group. And the other thing is that he was touted like maybe from 2022 as a favorite to do really well in the world of cycling, but things just didn't align with the teams that he was going with. So now he's being allowed to shine. So in Paris-Nice, Alaphilippe, former double world champion, was working for Micheal Storer in the valley to get him to the climb so that he could win the stage at Paris-Nice. So now today he doesn't have Alaphilippe. He doesn't really need him so much because there's so much climbing. So like the climbs actually separate everybody like one from another. So this hello Brood, thank you for joining us. And if you hit the like button, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you. So Micheal Storer is the man, I think, for this stage race, and now it's his race to lose. So he's the leader on GC. He's got the green jersey. There were a green jersey in the Tour of the Alps, and also he won the stage. So that was a double for him. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Really looking forward to tomorrow. But tomorrow is a busy day because tomorrow is Flash Wallon, and then it's trying to compete with Flash Wallon and keep bringing you all of the results and everything from that, and also staying tuned into the Tour of the Alps with Micheal Storer. So so it's going to be pretty exciting. and I'm really looking forward to, like, this week. The cycling is just crazy. But the other thing is, it's a quiet race, and it definitely looks like one of those races that I might make an effort to get to next year, because there isn't a whole lot of press there. You're gonna have access to the riders. You can talk to them. You can interview them. Even maybe go, for like an easy ride with them or something. But it looks like one of those races that that would be really cool to be at. Small, and with where the race is held, the country is beautiful. I mean, just beautiful. The only thing you have to contend with this time of the year is the weather. So yesterday you didn't get much pictures of stage one, because the helicopters couldn't fly like where they needed to because of the bad weather. It's because they're in the high mountains, and when they tell you, weather's not good for flying, I don't care how good you are, you can't fly. So that means you get less pictures of what's going on, but you do get play by play from the ground of where people's at. But it's like old school. So that's the stage one, the Tour of Alps, and that's how that went. And we have to talk about my man. Like, people have been giving brother Wout such a hard time. I don't understand why they've been giving Wout Van Aert such a hard time. I mean, he had an horrific accident towards the end of the Volta. It's the end of the end of the Volta. It was looking like he was in contention to possibly win the Volta, or at least take the green jersey, the sprint jersey. Well, it's not green, but at least take the sprint jersey. He was a shoo-in for that, and he came down on his knee and just literally tore his knee up. And if you can see the scars and all everything from his knee. I mean, yeah, man, that's a tough thing to come back from, because it's one of those things where, as the knee is healing, you can't train. Like, if you break a shoulder, you break a rib, like Jonas done something to his ribs and stuff, and like when he was out for all of that time last year, but he was still able to turn the legs. But you damage a knee like Walt did, you're not doing no rehab until the knee is good and the knee is in good shape. So I think Walt's journey's back has been a lot harder than Jonas Vingegaard. And Jonas Vingegaard is another bone of contention, because you don't see that man nowhere and nothing doing. Like, you don't read about him. Like now, he's not cycling, he's not racing, and the only thing he's doing right now is preparation for Le Tour de France. And I don't know. I mean, so Poggy's gonna come off of this run, then he's gonna have the whole Giro to relax for. He's gonna have the to recoup and regroup, and it's got the Dauphiné tune-up. So I think Tudor is going to be a monster after all of the torture he's done, put his body through. I think Tudor is going to be a monster. I think Jonas got beat last year, but I think with the condition that Tudor is going to be bringing into this year's tour, Jonas is not just going to get beat. Him and Visma are going to get destroyed, and Tudor is probably going to be able to do it all on his own. But because he's going to have the support of his full UAE team, he's going to do well. But then we got Flash Wallon tomorrow. But before we get to Flash Wallon, let's look at Wout. So the reason I have Wout up here is because the Belgian press has been killing this man. People are upset with him. Like, what's going on at Wout Van Aert? He's not this, he's not winning, and like he's they're really coming down on the man. So if I had a resume like this if I raced for 100 years and I got this, I would be over the moon. So let's look at what I'm talking about. So put it up there so you can see. I'm going to come out of the screen a little bit. So, yeah, there you go. I'm going to come out of the screen. So, what we have here, Wout Van Aert. So, he started off with, he didn't do a result in Kern Brussels. He didn't do a great result in Kern. But, did he do Kern Brussels Kern? Yes, he did. So, he finished way down in Kern Brussels Kern. Let's see where he finished in Kern Brussels Kern. He finished in... Let me see. I believe it was 16th or something. But let's get the correct. Just start taking a guess. So to see where Wout finished in Kern Brussels Kern. So we had E3, Omloop. So Omloop he finished 11th. Then that wasn't that great a finish, but I don't have that up. Then and Kern Brussels Kern he was 75th. So he was like he wasn't even in the sprint. That sprint was all over the place. So he just settled because he finished 75th because he was riding for is it Olaf? Yeah, he was riding for Olaf, who finished second on the day. So he had no dog in that fight. So that's cool. We can throw that one out because he was working for somebody. And then at E3 Saxo, he finished 15th, which is a better result. And then we come up to the results I have up here now. Is Dor Wendelin. He finished in second place, which that was tough to see. I was hoping that he would have won that, but that was tough to see. He got beat up by Nielsen Paulus. And then in Flanders, he finished fourth. So we know what happened in Flanders. Poggi won, Mads was second, and Pogacar and Van der Poel was third. And then we go to Paris-Roubaix, and then we have the same three guys on the podium at Paris-Roubaix, but sort of reversed a little bit. Where now in third place is in Roubaix is Mads, and then in second place is Pogacar, and first place was Van der Poel. So that was that. And then we had Brabant Spill. He finished second behind Remco, got out sprinted by Remco. Not bad. I think he did a whole lot better. His conditioning was looking a lot better, and I think he did a whole lot better in Brabant Spill. And then Amstel Gold, the most recent race that happened on Sunday, where he finished in fourth place, and with all of the grenades that were being dropped inside of Amstel on that last lap of the circuit, after Poggi ran away, and everyone was duking it out for him to still get up there and do that thing, and then outsprint everyone in the group. He done well. So that's just my take so far on what I've seen from Wout Van Aert. The man he's brought in some quality results. I think like this tune up towards the Giro d'Italia is perfect. I think he's getting in tune is perfect. It's sort of like what I'm thinking about Binny. Like Binny, he's been working hard, and especially the last race to the run Van Limburg with Binny, he made some massive efforts in Run Van Limburg, and he like the group that he was with a group that gotten dropped, like the field, the peloton split, and it was looking like he was going away, and his Intermarché guys were really trying hard to close the gap, but they tried, and then after they finished, Binny went to the front and he closed the gap. I mean, he made a really hard effort and he closed the gap, and then after that he got into a break, that he tried to get into a break, so it showed me that Binny's trying to get the form, he's trying to get in shape. So I'm thinking, fingers crossed, that it's gonna be perfect timing for like Tour de France. So it's crazy how the riders are, the things that they're doing. Like if you look at what they're doing, they are boding well for the big moments of their race season. So like right now, Wout Van Aert is like looking. I think he's going to be looking good as a contender for the Giro d'Italia. But he has to climb against Remco, so that's going to be a little tough, because I'm not Remco. I mean, my man that got beat by Pogacar in the first year. Remco Roglic. So he's going to be pushed by Roglic. So how does Wout Van Aert beat Remco? I mean Roglic. How does Wout Van Aert beat Roglic? I'm not sure. He's not going to be climbing, because we know when Wout is in shape, he can hang with him. I'm not going to say he's going to outclimb Roglic, but we know that when he's in shape, he can hang with him. So how does... Now there is an option of the time trials where Wout Van Aert can actually hold his own against Roglic in the time trials. When Wout Van Aert is, like, we showed that at Paris-Nice, and like, because Jonas is the only one to beat him by, I think it was by 10 or 15 seconds, and Wout was ahead of everybody else. So he was ahead of Roglic as well in the time trial. So we know that Wout can put it down, and we know that he's only getting into shape. So it's looking. I think it's looking good for Wout Van Aert. I think he's going to do well. I think he's tuning up well. That's what it is. And that's just what it is. Well, I personally think Wout's looking good, and I think Benny's also tuning fine, and I think Benny's looking good as well for what's coming up. As far as like getting ready for the Tour de France. Tomorrow's Flash Wallon, like I said, it's you if you can't watch it anywhere, I don't know. I don't know what to say. But I will be doing, if you go on my Instagram, I basically bring a race report for every single race. Just give it like I summarize it, every single race. I think it's a must. And I've been doing it on Instagram and it's been pretty cool. I've been enjoying it. I don't think my delivery is where I want it to be yet as far as like presentation or voice presenter wise. So I've been out of the game of like as a voice presenter for quite some time. So it's going to take some time. So I think by the end of this year, as long as I don't miss a race, I think I'm going to be pretty much on point by the end of this year. And I'm really looking forward to what's coming. Oh, some big things coming. I wish I could share, but hey, I can't. I'm not going to share. It is what it is. I think that's going to be about it for today. I appreciate everybody who's popped in, stopped in. If you've hit the like button, I appreciate you. And if you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm, and so that we can do this thing. So anyway, with that, I can't think of anything else that there is a ladies' race that I didn't really talk about. Who else? I can't think of anything else. Can't think of anything else, people. Remember, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We're gonna do this. Say it with your legs, media, baby. We say it with your legs, media. There we go. We're about to do this thing. So it's a little disappointing, like this year not being at any of the races in Belgium. None of the races in Belgium. Last year, I was at every race. I was at Dwars, I was at Flanders, I was at Roubaix. I didn't go to the Brabant Spill, but I was at Amstelgo. Brabant Spill, I think is that in Germany? No, that's a Belgian race. Why didn't I go to Brabant Spill? Because I think I didn't think it was a big enough of a race. And it might have been a financial thing as well, too, at the time. But anyway, didn't go to Bourbonsville last year. But every race on there I went to, except for Bourbonsville. So next year we hope to be back in that place and doing that thing. And, just bringing it to you the way that I do. And by then, hopefully I should be polished. I need to work on my my media pass. That's going to be tough. So I got to just talk to some people and see if I can work on getting my media pass. Anyway, in this Luby, Say What You Likes Media. I appreciate you for joining me, and I appreciate you more if you hit the like button. All right, peace.